again, so let's have a quick look at stacking compressors. This is a trick as old as recording, and certainly with compressors is concerned anyway. I'm going to use the bass as an example here, but this works really well on vocals. I mean, in particular, particularly well on vocals, and is a very common thing to see on vocals. I think we looked at that in the class, but I'm going to quickly show you on bass and show you how effective it can be. So this bass, I mean, on its own, you can kind of hear the fluctuating energy a bit. That note there is a bit more potent. And in the track, the low energy comes and goes a bit too much. We're going to try and even that out without losing, the initial attack sounds. So the first thing to do with stacking compressors, you need two compressors. Classically, these two are used in conjunction with one another. These are UAD versions, but you can find very similar things in Logic and in stock plugins. Stock plugins will do the same job. They're both switched off at the minute. Let's switch the first one on. This first compressor needs to be set to a limiting mode. So on this compressor, 20 to 1 or 12 to 1 are limiting modes. The attack wants to be as fast as possible and the release as fast as possible. And then you really don't want it to be doing anything other than just a very tiny bit of like a 1 dB or 2 dB just when the part is at its loudest. So now it's doing nothing. Maybe we could get a little more in there, just a tiny bit. There you go. It's just catching this sort of really spiky transients when they get a bit too loud or when the energy gets a bit loud. Taming them so that the signal we feed to the second compressor is far more even. Now when we switch this one on, this is in a compression mode which is around about 4 to 1. If you want to do this in Logic, the Vintage Opto is the compressor that emulates this. Switch this one on and you can see in this compressor, on that lower ratio, I'm doing a lot more consistent compression. And the thing is, take this one out of action, you can see this one's now struggling kind of to hold things under control a bit, and you can hear the compression on the bass. With a more controlled feed, it's a bit more balanced. And now overall, even throughout the entire part, the bass energy seems a bit more consistent through all 4 notes. At least the 2 chords anyway. Alright, that's pretty much that one covered as quickly as that. Here we go.